Okay, got more work done on the truck. The cab is how you saw it last time when I was done with it. Our sheet metal came in, so that's cool. We got all new cab corners, inner cab corners, inner rocker panels, footwells, toe boards, or on the floorboards, outer cab corners. We got whole new drop-in sections here for the cab. You can see right over here is the part that goes up where the seat mounts in, so all the rusty stuff in the cab, we're going to get every bit of it out. Kick panels, inner cab corners, kick panels, outer cab corners. We got our other floor pan over here, and our other rocker panels, inner and outer there. See a little daylight through the old truck. We're not going to work on any sheet metal today. Before we go cutting on the cab, we have to restructure it. The whole piece down here is rotted out really bad. And in the process of the sandblasting and the removal, we have seen that these pieces here are bad and broken right there. This cab mount is actually good. We're going to try to salvage it, either for this project or for another. We have this one over here is bad. And obviously you can see all the bad stuff there. Before we go working on the cab, I've got a donor cab at the house that all of that stuff is really good in. So we're going to take that cab, we're going to bring it up here. We're going to cut, sorry focus there, we're going to cut down through here and over and around out of the other cab, pull the sheet metal off. Those are really nice on the other cab. We're going to do the same thing for this side. Then we're going to cut this piece out. You can buy all that brand new, but I've got cabs and parts and stuff with no titles and just hodgepodge stuff, and there's no point in buying it if I already got it. All right, what we're going to do today is we're going to pull the bed off the wrecker. We got her in that condition there. We're going to get it pulled off with the lifts and get the bed pulled off of it. Excellent. It's about time. Sucks I can only work on this thing on the weekends right at the moment, but we're going to get started on that. Okay, like I said, I can't film down further in the shop, so the next thing we're going to see is the bed off the truck, since I can't film me picking it off. But here we go, we're getting ready to go down. We're going to pick it off. Next little flash we see, bed's going to be off the truck and it'll be just a frame. That's the first go around with the pressure washer. It's pretty gnarly, pretty grody looking. We'll walk around and take a look, see what it looks like right at the moment. We're gonna spray some more cleaner on it and keep going, because we're just getting started on that part. It's pretty gross. As you can see, you can imagine how dirty it was before, because this is what it looks like now. And like I said, it's far from being pretty. There's a whole lot of crap all over it. Like I said, we're just getting this part started. So while we wait for the pressure washer to cool off, we're gonna soak this thing down with some more cleaner. See what all we can get cleaned on it today. We probably won't get it completely clean right now, but we'll at least get a lot of the really nasty stuff knocked off of it. And that's kind of be our goal for the day on that thing. I would like to take the bed out and do some spot blasting on it. There's a few places I just want to look at on that one, so we might take that thing out and do some spot blasting here in a little bit. But for now, we're gonna spray some more soap and everything on this thing. Okay, we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, let it soak. Let that stuff soak in. There's plenty of nasty running off of that, which is cool. See what it means? It's just gonna clean up that much better. I guess now we're gonna go mess with the bed, see what we can make happen with that thing today. All right, we're back at it again today. Phone died on me yesterday, so I didn't get to video the washing off of the last little round of soap I put on. Still needs to be cleaned some more, but it's not terrible now. Still pretty grungy. It's not horribly bad. But today we're going to try and get the wrecker body outside and do some spot blasting on it. Maybe try to get some pressure washing done. It's pretty grody underneath of it. I need to clean it up so we can get to the valves and everything on it. You'll see when I tip it over. I'll show you. But that's where we're going to start at today. Okay, so we got the bed on the forks of the forklift. We got it out of the middle of the shop so we can actually start looking at it. We're going to bring it over to the door. We're going to poke it out, do some spot blasting on it. I'm not going to go crazy with it right now because there's still, gotta take the light bar off of it, gotta take the lights off of it. I want to take the boom off of it, and then we're going to take and we're going to turn it up, and we're going to clean the bottom side of it. When we pick the bed off and head it up on the lift, there's a few spots where the wheel lift is attached to the bottom of the bed. They hung into something crazy big or something because the welds and everything are all broke loose, and it's pretty gnarly under there, so that's going to take some fixing. Won't be bad, be easy to do. Just more stuff on the list to do. That's all it is. So we're gonna poke this thing out the door and do some spot blasting on it and bring it back in and get ready to tear the boom off of it and tear the light bar off of it. Okay. All right, we're all set up and ready to go. I'm gonna go out here. Like I said, we're gonna do some spot blasting. Not blasting the whole thing. I'll be really careful how I blast. Considering it's on a forklift and it's not just out, so I got to be my directions and stuff like that. Absolutely can't mess that up. Super huge shout out to the company letting me use this. They're anonymous, but super gracious for what they're doing. Greatly appreciate it. And just like that, we're out of sand. I'll get some more sand Monday or Tuesday. But I got the most of what I wanted to see blasted. Especially that spot right there. That's probably the worst spot of all. You got these spots here on the front of the bed. There's some spots around back. None of it's bad. Just a little minor patchwork in there, but we'll get all that taken care of. But for the most part, I got blasted what I wanted to blast, so I can see what I want to. I guess we'll take this thing back inside and set it down and look at trying to possibly get the boom off of it or something. Okay. Okay, we got the bed back inside. We've got the frame over here. The cab is sitting back here behind the bed. Right there. We got our spots blasted on the bed that we wanted for the most part. There's a few little spots that are going to have to be replaced on the sheet metal on the bed. Other than that, it's mostly cosmetic. Just got to get all that heavy rust pitting and stuff out of it. But for now, we're going to proceed with taking the stuff off the bed. We're going to take the lights, light bar, the work lights, stuff like that off. If we have time, we're going to get the boom off. That one's going to be tricky. I'm not sure quite yet how to rig that one up to get it off of there, but we're going to get it. There we go. We got all that tore off here. Just like I figured it would be underneath there. I took the wiring and I just chopped the wiring all up into as many little pieces as I could to get it out. Give about that much about the wiring. That's easy. That's honestly going to be one of the easiest parts of the whole thing, is rewiring this thing. I can make it do what I want it to do then. All right. Next thing to get is that big dude right there. Not quite sure yet how we're going to get that off of there. I got to do some digging and looking on that part. After being under there looking around, what we're going to have to do to get the mast assembly off is we are going to have to take and get the boom off, I should say. The base of the boom has a hydraulic tank incorporated in it. The bolts there's 4 bolts right there. Those aren't going to be bad to get to. The bolts on the other end of it, those bolts, the winch has got to come off, mast has got to come off in order to get to the bolts on the other side, and you got to take the mast lift cylinder off as well. So that's going to be a little bit of work. It's going to be to get that hydraulic tank off, it's going to be a 2-person job. When I was under there looking with the light, trying to see how this stuff attached, there's some pretty, what I would consider catastrophic stuff going on under there. So ultimately what we're going to have to do is, the wheel lift is attached to the frame. You can see right there and right there, the bottom of the frame poking out from under the bed. We're going to have to completely cut the framework loose and lift the bed shell off after we get all of this stuff off of here. We have a cross member underneath these 4 bolts right here. It's busted up pretty bad and it's broken in half. And the very back where the wheel lift attaches, that whole back part back there is busted loose. You could tell that this was not a personal wrecker, that this was like for the city or county or whatever. It's been abused really bad. It's got a lot of pretty bad damage under there. So one of the next things we're going to do is we're going to have to pull the winch off, pull the boom off, the boom cylinder. Then we can get the hydraulic tank lifted off of there. And we're going to cut all the framework loose under here so we can do some fixing. When we get to that point, I'll show you the damage I'm talking about. It's pretty good. More stuff to fix. I mean, I knew I was in for something buying a city wrecker. So it is what it is. Just more stuff to do. There we go. We got the winch and the boom off. Yes, I did cut those lines. Every line on here is going to get replaced and put brand new lines on. About 99% of these lines are all cracked and dry rotted, and just a lot of them are in pinch points and rub points. Rub points more than anything. I'm going to go back, put this back together. We're going to change up some routing and some stuff like that, kind of get rid of rub points. In the end, keep in mind, this is going to be a work truck. This is, we're fixing it, we're cleaning it up, we're painting it, yes. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a work truck. It's going to be out there hauling cars, everything like their normal wrecker would do. So I want to make sure that it is 100% and that it is good to go. That it is as good as new, if not better. That way, it'll have many, 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 many more years of life left in it, and either serve myself or somebody else very well for a very long time. Right amount of money, I mean, I'll sell it. I didn't buy it to sell it. I bought it to fix it, use it. I do have a little towing company. I don't really do a whole lot with it. I'm trying to expand, and I want more new, updated equipment. But I still wanted to keep it square body, that kind of style. But I wanted, you know, fully hydraulic stuff. I wanted a wheel lift. Stuff I got now, I got one that's got a Holmes bed on it that's PTO driven, but you got to crank up the boom. It doesn't have a wheel lift on it, but it does have a winch. Then I've got a slide-in unit that's electric over hydraulic, and that unit is probably 40 years old, and it's just about wore out. I use it more at the house, around stuff like that. It's the blue truck that you see in the video. But anyway, end of the day, this is going to be a work truck, but it's going to be really clean, really nice. Kind of like you just went back to 84 when it was brand new, but better. So that's where we're at. That's why when I sandblasted, I didn't worry about, when I had the cab tipped up, I didn't worry about the AC lines. I didn't worry about the heater core. All that stuff's going to get new because I'm converting it to 134A. So I'm putting all that stuff new in it anyway. Was not worried about the sand getting in that stuff, period. The only thing I was concerned about was the condenser and the compressor up on the motor, and that is still good. I'm not going to sandblast anything around that. But anyway, that's probably all we got time for this week. Phone's about to die again. This thing's starting to really use a lot of battery to do the videos, but anyway, it's worth it. The phone's on my gut right now, so anyway, there we go. That's kind of where we're at this week. I'll have some more work done, and hopefully next week we'll get that pulled off and possibly the framework cut out of the bed. The parts truck I am going to use, it's in the backyard at the house, and it is too wet right now to get that thing pulled out, so I'm kind of stalled out on the cab doing anything like the bottom support there or the cab supports there. Those are really good under that other truck, so I'm kind of stalled out on that one till I can get that truck out and get those pieces cut out of it. So we're working on this part here. If we kind of run up against something on this one here, then we'll move over and we'll start tearing into that part. Remember, there's a nut and a washer, or two washers and a nut that we're missing. Possibly went down the intake. I do not know, so I'm going to spend the money to pull the heads and intake off. That $75 is going to be well worth making sure that I don't trash that motor. And plus, you've seen the clamp on the exhaust manifold. As lovely as that is, I got to fix that stuff too. But anyway, that's what we got. Thank you for tuning in, everybody.